disclaimer for the day is that if Mr. Wright has to answer the phone, we'll suspend the rules, let him answer the phone. He's waiting to hear that he's a great grandpa. So.
She's in the delivery room right now. Exciting stuff. First great grandchild.
Love them grandbabies.
Right, that's right.
All right, we have 10 a.m. on the clocks and we have all three members present. I will go ahead and call the Grant County Board of Commissioners to order October 2nd. And as we're calling this meeting to order, I'm going to have Mr. Wright introduce our prayer for this morning, and then I will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah. Thanks to Gary Ashbrook from the River Church, who's going to come in and lead us for prayer this morning. Longtime friend.
God, thank you that we live in a city and a state and a country that allows us to self-govern. We just ask right now, God, that you would be within this meeting and that you would just touch each one of these commissioners, Lord, to do the business of the people here in this community. God, we just ask right now that you would just give us wisdom, give them wisdom, Lord, to be able to make the decisions that would benefit the people now. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Face the flag and join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Be seated. Well, happy October, everyone. And we will move right into our current claims minutes payroll. With regard to claims, we have pre-approval from September the 25th, a general invoice edit claim of $159,286.90. Other batch was $141,446.13. Highway batch was $33,230.77 for a grand total of $333,963.80. And again, that was pre-approved, and we would need a motion to ratify that pre-approval.
I'll make a motion to ratify the claims from 9/25/23.
Second.
Motion, Mr. Wright, second, Mr. Stewart. Any other discussion on those claims? Hearing none, all those in favor would say aye.
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 Aye, it is carried. We also have today's claims. They were sent to us electronically. I hope everyone's been able to review. General invoice edit in the amount of $130,317.49. Other invoice amount, $120,316.35. Highway amount, $27,984.74 for a grand total of $278,618.58. Did you gentlemen see anything in the reports?
No.
Entertain a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve the October 2nd, 2023 claims.
I second that motion.
Motion, Mr. Wright, second, Mr. Stewart. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor would say aye.
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 Aye, it is carried. Regarding payroll 20, that pay date was the 29th of September. Gross amount was in the amount of $577,558.59. The pre-approval was given on the 27th of last month, and so we would need a motion to ratify payroll 20.
Make a motion to ratify payroll 20.
Second.
Motion, Mr. Wright, second, Mr. Stewart. All those in favor would say aye.
Aye.
Aye, it is carried. All right, do we have in our packet those minutes that we've been
No, I'll have them for the
next time around?
Yep.
Okay. So we have completed that portion of our agenda. Communications board updates, moving around for elected officials. Anything from the auditor's office? Thank you. Other elected officials, special committees,
There's Mr. Jackson.
EMA just walked in. Had such a busy meeting at 9 o'clock.
We did. First Mondays of the month, kind of. Only have a couple things really. I just want to make you aware of. So we did have our monthly briefing this morning with the some of our emergency policy group members. The health department did report that very few incidents of COVID at this point, and they're moving forward with their vaccinations and that kind of stuff. So that's going well. Really, from a threat perspective, the only thing the county really is looking at right now is our dry conditions. Even though we did get some rain last week, we are still in what's categorized as a D1 drought condition. That's a moderate drought. Looking at the drought monitor, comes out every Thursday. The latest prediction is that really for the next 10 days or so, they're not expecting that to improve at all. But Mother Nature does what she does, and we'll see what happens there. But currently, right now, we're keeping an eye on that. There are no other burn bans active in the state as of this morning when I looked. So we're just watching it. The tricky part now is we know that there's still a lot of crops in the field, and it's really dry. So all it takes is one windy day and a fire out of control, and we'll have an issue. So pretty much that is it. We did have a full-scale exercise on Saturday over at the Gas City area. That went very well. I haven't figured up all the names yet, but somewhere between 50 and 75 participants on Saturday. We had a hazmat exercise, and we also exercised at Family Reunification Center, which is, we know from past experiences, can be a big issue for us, for everybody. So we were able to look at some of those plans and got some good feedback from that. In the next couple of weeks, we'll be working with the schools to look at the after action reports and see what we can do better. So that's what I have for you this morning.
Go right ahead.
Two things. One, the train accident that happened.
Yes.
Any takeaways from that of how we need to maybe better prepare for something? Because my understanding that happened almost a half a mile between the roads.
Yeah.
Do we need, what do we need there? Is there anything that we need, Bob, that you know of?
So the response for that was pretty good. What we did, the trouble was where the engine had stopped and where the fire actually was between two bridges. So whether you came from 600 or 500 or 700, there was a bridge stopping us. That, who would have expected that? I mean, we should always expect it, but so that was probably the biggest thing that held us up. Working with the railroad on that crossing is another issue. That is I'm gonna say that's a dangerous crossing. The obstruction as you're westbound and look to the south to see if the track is clear, there is overgrown vegetation there blocking that. Now, Oak Hill School Corporation has already talked to the landowners, tried to get some relief there. They are not willing to do anything. The railroad, I sent an email Friday, to the railroad requesting immediate action on that. I have not heard back, but we'll continue to ramp that up in the next couple of days for sure. Particularly with school buses. They already had a near miss with an Oak Hill school bus there. As the bus stops, for them to be able to see if the way is clear, that bus is already on the track, and that is just unacceptable.
So the overgrown vegetation is what, trees?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there's some big pine trees, and further down, looks like maybe big maple that,
Okay.
yeah. And the trouble is that the track is not completely square at that point, so it's kind of running at an angle, and it just, that vegetation just makes it hard to see. And we did find out, so we had some idea, but Marion Fire Department, the hazmat team, and we had some discussion. That particular rail hauls a lot of hazardous materials up and down through there. So there again, we dodged a bullet. There was a fire. The train was on fire Thursday. We were able to keep it at the engine. It didn't involve any of the tank cars,
Yeah.
which were empty. But honestly, an empty tank car is more dangerous than a full one,
Mhm.
um,
Yeah.
at least initially. So yeah, more to come on that for sure.
Okay. And then the second thing I had, I've got a solar eclipse meeting on October the 11th in Indy.
Yes,
Does that sound right?
yes,
Are you planning on going down to that?
yes. Is that the one at the fairground? I have a couple planned down
I
there.
don't know. It's at 10 o'clock.
So yes, IDHS is putting one on at the fairground, and also DNR has one at Fort Harrison.
Okay.
I can't remember right off the top of my head which one is which. I'm going to try to make both actually.
Okay.
We've been kind of preoccupied with getting this exercise completed. We've already had some discussion with the sheriff's department. We are actually on a call, scheduled to be on a call this Friday with some folks from Kentucky. We reached out to a emergency management director in Christian County, Kentucky. They're going to give us some feedback as to what they experienced in 2017.
Okay.
Give us some idea maybe what to look for. It is taking on a life of its own at this point. So we're trying to look at everything we can and get the best credible information we can from what's happened in the past.
May give you a call, may run down there with you on that one.
Perfect.
Is that all right?
Yep, that'd be great.
That's all I have.
Anything else?
Would you loop me in to your conversation with the railroad?
Yes.
If we do not get any more satisfaction and movement on that, then I think the governor's office, I can use our contact there to at least apply pressure from a different angle.
Okay. Yeah, I was hoping that particularly with the recent events that took place in Ohio, that there'd be a little quicker action. But I'll certainly keep you in that loop for sure.
Thank you. All right. We do have in our packets the monthly report from the clerk of courts, month ending August the 31st. And that is a required monthly filing with us. We need to receive that, gentlemen. Shall we do that by common consent?
Yes.
Yes, sir. All right. With consent, we receive the 8/31/2023 monthly report by the clerk circuit court. Next up, IT. Marcus, oh, he's going to stand up.
I got one item today. All right, good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
So what I have with me today, I believe you gentlemen should have it in your packets. Basically, it's part of the courthouse and the new camera system over there. As you all know, we got all those put in a couple months ago and everything's been working great. However, there was one camera that needed to be put into the elevator. And in order for that to happen, we got with our elevator company and the vendor that installs the cameras, and they figured out a way to do it. So the elevator company gave us an estimate for the work and bill of material to help us get the new camera put into the elevator. The total cost of work and parts and all that stuff is $7,696.56.
Is that coming out of data services?
Yeah, come out contractual. It's part of ours.
Your contractual.
You're
Correct, yeah.
good.
Now, if you
Good.
want to take
That's
out
good.
contractual.
Thank you.
can.
No.
Yeah.
I will just, as you guys are milling over this, I will tell you that just last week, we had an individual who acted out in one of the courts, was taken into custody and pretty much fought his way all the way over to the jail. And it was on video from the time he acted out until he came over here, and that's exactly why we need
Yeah.
these systems. So
Yeah.
I am very much for making this happen.
We need a motion to accept this contractual bid.
Yes, we would.
I will make a motion that we accept the repair work order for the courthouse elevator to install a camera system.
I'll second that motion.
From Data Contractual Services.
Data contractual services for a total bill of $7,696.56.
Thank you.
And that's all I have in regards to that sort of stuff. The only other update I have.
Hold on then.
Oh.
We haven't voted.
Oh,
You want us to pay for that, right? Or approve the pay?
well, I just want permission to pay for my
All right.
my budget, so you're
So
good.
we have the motion with support to allow him to pay for it.
That's right.
All those in favor would say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. There you go, Mark.
Okay. No, the only other update I have is we did meet with AT&T over at the EMS building. So they are, getting everything planned so that way they can run internet out there.
Good.
Good.
So I just wanted to update you all on that, but other than that, that's it.
Appreciate it, sir.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you authorizing Marcus to sign or will you be signing that?
I'm happy for Marcus to sign
And
it.
too, since it's coming out of his money,
Okay. Yep. That's perfectly fine. We'll get her done. Thank you.
looking at a couple other people that snuck in here. David White.
Oh, yes. Well, David's on the agenda anyway.
Okay, very good. Okay.
Ready for me?
Update you on a few things. We're scheduled to do line striping tomorrow or Wednesday, finish up Garthwaite and 38th Street, and then do some other roads that were chip sealed this summer. So we're working on that. I forgot to bring up the last meeting. Today we went back to 5 days a week for winter maintenance program stuff. So update you on that. Our building project, they should be done with the roof today on it, and we've got about a third of the concrete poured on the inside. So working on that. Hopefully here in the next week or two, we'll be completed with all that. So, I think the last thing I had to bring up, or I got a couple more things, is I'd like to get an agreement with BF&S on Bridge 712, which is Branson Street. I talked to you a little bit before about design work and paying for the design and right of way engineering and stuff like that. Talked to Tanisha with BF&S, and she talked to the state, and they're kind of said that would probably be a good format to do like we did in the past, is we'll pay 100% of that. And then like the right of way construction and utilities and the actual construction of the project, it'll be an 80-20 split if we get selected as a federal aid job. So even though I told you before that was like a $7 million job, we'll just have to pay 20% of the $7 million project. So if it's all right with you gentlemen, I'd like to kind of go ahead and get started in a contract agreement with them on designing and doing all that, if you're all right with that. So
Again, that's what we usually have been doing. We talked about shovel-ready jobs. A shovel-ready job has the groundwork done. And so that, again, puts us to the top of a pick list when we do get the opportunities for the federal project. So
can I just update you a little bit? Kind of I don't say scare or whatever feeling that I don't want to jump both feet in kind of thing is, like I told her, I said, this construction year probably won't be till 2029 at the earliest, maybe 2028 at the very earliest. But, I don't want to go spend $600,000-$700,000 to know that we don't get the job kind of thing. So that's, and like she told me that they'll start stuff, but they're not going to go building it tomorrow kind of thing and send us a bill and then find out we don't get the money. I'll have to go in November to present it to the state to try to get awarded the money. But, like I said, I don't want to go spend all that money for design work and right away design and engineering and then find out we don't get the money. I mean, because even though I'd like to have it shovel ready, I don't want it sitting there $500,000-$600,000 and
Not doing anything.
not do anything. You
Yeah.
know, I can't guarantee we're going to get selected, but you know, we've had pretty good, I'd say good. We've had 5 or 6 big jobs in the last 10 years that we've done. So, hopefully we have another good one. So,
We just need to get consent.
I think we just give consent for him to go ahead and move forward.
okay. All right. I'll get it ready if that's all right with you. The last thing I was going to bring up, we're starting our second phase of the bridge inspection, countywide bridge inspection today. I have a kickoff meeting with United tomorrow to make sure we're all on the same page of what's going on. So that'll be probably has to be done in the month of October. So I would say probably by the middle of October, the third week of October, will be completed on going around all 204 bridges in the county and visually looking at them and everything. So,
And we are halfway through then our contractual agreement with United
you're right.
as our bridge inspection.
Yeah.
We do that every 4 years.
Okay.
And so every 2 years, something's going on.
Right. Yeah. So this will be the second phase. This will be the last. There'll be a phase 2, but it's just for the bridges that have to get inspected every 12 months. That'll be next year. And then this cycle will be done. But beginning next year, we'll have to send a RFP out for starting the process of getting selection on who will be doing our next 4-year schedule thing. So, and you got to start a year before. So it does take quite a while. And it's like a long process with the federal aid program to make sure we get our money available and everything else.
So just a question. So there's certain bridges on a 4-year or 2-year, and then there's certain bridges on a 1-year, you said?
No, every bridge is on a 2-year
2-year,
program,
okay.
but some of them on a 12-month program.
And the reason those are on a 12-month program?
They might have certain things that don't meet the criteria to be structurally safe,
Yep.
or maybe they don't have the design work of how it was built back in the early 60s or
Gotcha.
whatever. So
Okay.
if they've got it rated like under 19 tons, they've got to look at them and see if there's a reason. Maybe they don't have all the data and everything. So
Yeah.
I haven't looked at our report book here in a couple of months. So remind me, at one point, we had 4 or 5 bridges that were considered unsafe and we had targeted them to be replaced. Where are we on all that?
I think we're about all caught up on him. One of them was the one on Stone Road. I remember that was a real bad one. We
Mhm.
got that replaced. Some of the other ones was the one over here on 10th Street that we just completed last year. So I'm pretty sure we're well caught up on the ones that were unsafe. The rest of them are just, trying to keep everything up to date and going. So, and in that book, they basically project when you should do a bridge project. So, just, like they say, what year they recommend to do it. We're pretty much on schedule for everything they've got done.
Good.
So,
Thank you.
okay.
Any more questions for David?
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you. Yep.
Wayne, did you have anything from EMS or?
He's gonna let me.
Like home?
Just gonna give you a fire update. I just met with the contents lady again this morning. She specializes in the contents that are destroyed, not the other stuff, so bear with me on that. I'm working with her on a list of everything that was destroyed and or not salvageable. She's out there single-handedly counting every tubing, every blanket, everything. We had a lot of furniture out there. And we're talking about the West Wing where the fire started. She said, if we don't have an invoice, and we're talking about some of that stuff might have been bought when it became a nursing home
Yeah.
for the county, okay? that we try to find the best replacement that we can for it and give her a price on it. In light of the fact that we're probably not going to be in there, we're not going to replace all that, but they owe us the value of that item, okay? I pretty much have that contents of that wing done. It's just a matter of what she says is not, you can't use, and what she says you can. Then it goes over to another type of adjuster that does the cleaning. The one thing, and I don't know if this was forgot or not thought about, the storage building in the, not building, the storage room in the garage that you guys approved, over by the cooler.
Mhm.
It's, the walls are up. He's not doing the outside, the finishing, because we forgot about electrical in there. You know, we need lights, we need outlets. And am I not right? The doors aren't in yet? I can't see him. Okay. That's part of the original quote though, but the electrical's not. I can get a quote from somebody else. I don't think we need to involve Electric Plus in that. It's just a it'd be like wiring a bedroom or something. We need a charging station and we need some lights in there. It's going to be dark. So I can get you that. The other question is how, and Justin may be able to answer this, how do we go about when we do need to replace something that's gone, but we need it now? Do we bring you a bill that you're going to pay out of this recovery money or something to that effect?
Probably be the best way.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Other than that, I mean, it's been sealed up. It's not going to get water damage unless there's a big storm. And it's a slow process. My gosh.
We're not gonna have any rain.
Well, exactly. If Bobby said it, it's true.
It's true.
It's, that's about it. I mean, there's not a lot more to do. The next step after she's done is she's gonna give me her list of everything she counted. I'm gonna date it. And then, we'll move on. I'm gonna contact Luke, the main adjuster, with what he wants to do with this next step about rehabbing, cleaning, ozoning stuff. And then I'm gonna say after that, we'll need direction from you of what our new desk, I think came in Friday. That's what Ann said. They're not set up yet. But until the internet is out there, you know, it doesn't matter. We'll still be back here in your little room. And I think that's it. That's not much of an update, but
Keep you back here in our little closet. Mike.
yeah,
Know where to
yeah.
find you.
yeah, yeah. It's fine.
Question is one closet that had immediate supplies, very obviously is gone. The other closet pretty much just smoke damage. I would not hesitate to use any of that on myself. However, our advice is still, Wayne, you probably don't want to do that. So that's what she'll work with Emily today to see. Now, clear in the back room, there's no problem with that. Still in cardboard boxes, sealed and all of that. One, and there's some substantial amount of supplies in there that we will have to replace, but we've been given several, but like she said, we're going to have to start replacing some of that. And we really only have 4 items that are destroyed equipment wise that's fairly expensive. 18,000 for wire and so forth. But that we are able to shift around and improvise with. But Dawn can get
It's a
just an invoice there.
contents list are hard. You don't realize
Much stuff.
how much stuff you have. Yeah.
Yeah, anything that would have soot or smoke on that we would drag out in front of the public
Exactly.
is, and that's a potential lawsuit. So
Exactly.
we just need to.
And as we speak,
yeah.
she's out there counting them right now. They've pretty much resigned to those 2 small supply closets. She's counting them. And those will be covered. What I have to do then is get her the price for them. And that stuff comes in and out constantly. So we'll have invoices for that It'll be tricky when it comes to the furniture since a lot of it was already there, but I'll come up with prices and I'll bring it back to you guys if you want to see them and we'll go from there.
Good.
All
Okay.
right,
Thanks for
Thank
the
you.
update.
Okay.
thank you. Any other elected officials, committees that need to report right now? Right, let's go to new business. There's nothing scheduled under old. Downtown event request. Rose is not with us today. Would you like to address that, Mr.
I would.
Wright?
I sit on the Walkway of Lights Committee. Rose Cadino from the city was going to be over here to ask for permission. There will be the parade happening again downtown. As we always do, it's the weekend before Thanksgiving. And so that'll be taking place downtown. We get with the state highway because you got to close down 18 both ways, which is very unique. So we'll take care of all that through the committee. And then the big thing that we would like to announce this year is we would like to possibly put a Santa house on the courthouse lawn. Back in the old days when I was a kid, we used to have that. And it was a big thing for downtown and things like that. So we're going to try to bring that back and figure out the hours and things like that. But we would like to have permission to do that and to tie into the electric to have the house put down there. So
Yeah. We need to give permission for utilization of the courthouse.
mhm.
You need a motion for,
I think we should.
okay. I'll make a motion that we approve the Walkway of Lights Parade and then the Santa House on the courthouse lawn as Mr. Wright presented.
I'll second that. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor would say aye.
Aye.
Aye,
And I'll abstain.
since you're on the committee.
Okay.
Very good. That's carried 2-1 abstention.
Okay.
All right, we will go to the GIS data extraction request. We received through the drainage board and the surveyor's office requests from USI Consultants. They are doing some work and need to access data regarding Broomfield and the blue drain. And so they are working. They found out they needed to actually ask for us for permission to do that. And we don't stop people from letting that happen. They just have to ask us. So Schneider Geospatial can release that data information. So I would bring that request to you for USI Consultants in their work on the Broomfield and Blue drain.
Mr. President, I would move that we approve releasing the GIS information to USI Consultants at their request.
I second that motion.
Right? Any other discussion? Motion, Mr. Wright, second, Mr. Stewart.
Will you be following up or do you want me to?
You're usually the one that talks to
That's fine.
Schneider, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what will have happened then. All those in favor would say aye.
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 Aye, it is carried. And Steve, you have some work on a tax sale certificate.
Yeah, I
Working
was
on.
approached by the city of Gas City that they would like to acquire property over in their area. And it required a resolution, I believe. Hang on just a second. Yes, resolution that we had our attorney Kyle Persinger draft up. And this would be our way of giving this to the city of Gas City. It's a parcel that really needs to be cleaned up and things, and they're willing to do that. And then they think they can go ahead and sell it after that and put it back on the tax rolls, which looks like, is that $8,305 is owed on that? Is that correct?
And at the time of that certificate, yes.
At this time of the certificate, okay. So, I mean, we're not going to get that money out of it. And so it's one of those things we can go ahead and assign it to Gas City. They're not responsible for paying the back taxes. However, they can put it back on the tax rolls. So we're going to need a resolution number on that if we so desire to go ahead and do that. And I'll just throw that out for discussion.
This, again, is a standard practice. We've done it for the city of Marion, Gas City, Jonesboro, Gas City in the past. And so it's our agencies working together. And again, the idea is to get unused land back onto the tax rolls. So I'm in favor of that.
And it's 200 block of South M Street in Gas City. That's where it's at.
Do we need a resolution number before we make a
Yes.
motion on it?
Be number 13.
13. So I'll make a motion. I'll go ahead and make the motion that we approve the tax sale certificate transfer, which is resolution 13-2023.
Second.
We have a motion with support to approve resolution 13 of 2023, which is a resolution transfer of a tax sale certificate. Address and parcel numbers are noted on the document. Any other discussion?
No, sir.
After our approval on this, you will go ahead and get it over to their attorney over in Gas City, which would be David Glickfield, I believe.
I will.
If that's okay.
Yes.
All right. Ready for a vote?
Yes.
All those in favor of resolution number 13, 2023 would say aye.
Aye.
Aye, it is carried. Right. Next on the agenda, Justin, holiday schedule.
Yes, sir. Just some annual housekeeping items. In your packet, you'll find the 2024 holiday schedule proposal for your approval.
I think that these are all our standard items. The one that is newest to the list, of course, is the Juneteenth.
Mhm.
I think that was enacted 2 years ago, so that's what you have before you, gentlemen.
I had multiple people check this, so we should be good.
I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve the 2024 holiday schedule as presented here in our packet.
Second.
Motion, Mr. Stewart, second, Mr. Wright. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor would say aye.
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 Aye, it is carried.
Justin, for the employee birthday, does that mean I get the day off at the bank too, or is that just?
If you wish. Yeah, sure.
Next up, we have the payroll schedule and our auditor. Any comments, directives, thoughts?
There are 262 days scheduled for work next year. There are 26 pays next year, and this is this pay schedule.
Have that recommendation before us. We just need to adopt it, gentlemen.
I'll make a motion that we approve the 2024 payroll schedule as presented in our packet as well.
Second.
Motion, Mr. Stewart, second, Mr. Wright. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor would say aye.
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 Aye, it is carried. All right, last but not least on the list that we have is employee leave request.
So we have an employee that is up for a second surgery this year. It looks like that this person will probably run out of FMLA leave. So they are asking you for permission for a leave of absence, essentially.
And I think we've done this for 2 different departments this year. They don't want to lose good employees, and so the absence request, basically it's absence without pay.
Correct. And it may not even go that far. And I think they
Yes.
had 6 weeks of FMLA left. The prediction was they would be out probably 8 weeks.
Well, we hope for an early recovery. a good recovery.
So we need a motion on that.
We would need a motion.
I would make a motion that we accept the request for extended leave, employee leave request as presented.
Second.
Motion, Mr. Wright, second, Mr. Stewart. Any other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor would say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye, it is carried. There were a couple of other items. I didn't know if we wanted to discuss those today or not. One was the Boys and Girls Club.
Oh.
Have we had any more resolution to that? At one point, we had sent it and donated it to the Boys and Girls Club. That came back to us, as I understand it.
Correct.
And so have we gotten any updates on where we are in that process?
No, as far as I know, they're doing the environmental testing right now.
Okay.
How that?
They as in who? They
I can't remember the exact company, but
don't care about the company.
Boys and Girls
And,
Club.
and are we taking care of that? Who's taking care
Not
of
at
it?
this time, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
But depending on the results, if everything comes back clean, they'll accept the donation.
So
If
this is
not-
the second phase then, because it appears that they've already done a phase one.
Yeah, I think so.
correct?
Yeah.
It was the recommendation of our attorney that if they're going to receive it, it's going to become an asset to them that they pay for.
Yeah,
The actual,
always think so.
Mhm.
so that's where it is right now.
Yeah.
So, hold on, back up for a second. So our attorney's recommending that the Boys and Girls Club pay for the second phase?
Mhm.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. He had just, in the last
Maybe
week,
maybe I didn't.
I'm not sure who was all on the email, but that was his recommendation. Now, there may be some negotiation, there may be some requests forthcoming, but that's okay too.
I know there was concern from the old Thompson facility or RCA or Farnsworth or wherever how far back it goes.
That's
that-
where it's coming from.
Right. I mean, it's not necessarily our highway department
No.
that has caused any problems or anything like that. And so I think that was my understanding that if it wasn't our situation, then we didn't feel like we should be held liable for that. I think, correct me if I'm wrong.
I think that was the implication, the intent was that if we didn't have any type of hazmat situation we created, then there would be funds that some group would still be holding
Right.
from the old Thompson, the old Arms RCA that would potentially care for that.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on, Dwayne,
More to come on that.
evidently. Okay.
Okay.
Was there any other thing that I failed to get on our new business?
I don't think so.
All right, our EMS director is back to check in with us again.
I walked the whole way around. We do have a question. Mindy that is out there now. They're counting every item. However, she can't make the final decision. It goes to one above it. He didn't know anything about it anyway. He said totally above his head. However, they did tell us to on the items that we can use, like in the office, that we have to contact Liberty. They have a cleaning, to set up the cleaning. Now, in doing that, it's in two parts. Cleaning what we will use, but then how far about the building? How much in the rooms and the hallway?
I think we do first phase first because we're still trying to decide whether we're going to take that west wing down and use other for cold, dry storage or not. So
I mean, are you, from the insurance standpoint, Is that what you're talking about?
Liberty then arranges with the cleaning crew, they sublet, they have their own cleanup. Advise them as to the items that we want to keep, that they can clean. Now, they say they can put that, they said they'll put that room back like we never even knew it had a fire or smoke. I can't imagine, but that's what they say. So it really is in two parts, I guess, with them. The cleaning, obviously the things that we can use, which we will use if, rather than to replace them, they will clean all of those for us. But then also the office area and that cafeteria and the space, they will clean.
So,
And Justin may have in
Is that something?
something on that is with Liberty, but Liberty
We're gonna
does
discuss
have
that issue.
their own cleaning crews that will do it.
I think it'll be dependent on what our policy covers.
Mhm.
yeah,
Well, that's fair too.
I think that, and then my next question would be, are you planning on using that space in this redesign,
Well,
right?
we'll use whatever is available, obviously, but we can't get into the other building, but AT&T is doing that for the internet and then the telephones with which will that
I mean, I can't see cleaning up an area and stuff that we're going to be knocking down if we decide to knock it down. But in the same token, if there's use for it, then, I mean, that's what your insurance is for,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Let me do some digging on that. Let me get with the main adjuster and just see what is available to us, and then I'll bring it to you guys to make a
Okay.
decision.
Yeah, that's nothing we're going to pull the trigger on today
Today.
because
right.
we just don't know what they may approve certain things and they may say, we're rejecting other items.
Yeah.
So we get a good, clean picture, then we can make a decision.
but we can go ahead and get,
Our items, our
On the
individual
items
items,
that we-
absolutely, we can move forward.
now, because if they're usable, there's no reason
right,
they can't
right,
be
right.
cleaned.
Right.
Sorry to delay your meeting there, but
That's all right. We were,
I'll back.
wanted to delay it a little bit anyway.
They're wanting to drag their feet because I have goals and objectives that they want to see if they could slow me down.
Well, I've been accused of dragging.
Uh,
But whenever you tell them. Hey,
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I think that covers our items that we've been concerned about. We do have a couple of meetings. I have a meeting at 1:30 and then we have a WebEx at 2:30 again for the it escapes me.
Upcoming tax sale.
Tax sale, yeah, SRI, that's what I was thinking. All right, we will, if you gentlemen don't have any other items, we will go to a public comment time. At this time, the public's invited to speak before the board. Please approach the podium when recognized by the president. State your name, address, concerns, or comments. No complaints, accusations, name calling regarding personnel can be allowed during the public discussion time. Time of 3 minutes will be given. More than one person is representing a group. Only one spokesperson will be heard. It's expected professionalism and courtesy be displayed at all times during public comments. You would like to address the Board of Commissioners, we'll look to online first. Anyone on the WebEx program that would like to address the Board of Commissioners? Seeing no movement within the room, anyone like to address the Board of Commissioners? Hearing none, we will remind ourselves that we have another meeting on the 16th of October, 10 a.m. And with that, we will be in recess. Thank you.
Thank you.